Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and it's a good video to remind you that there is Ripple private equity on the Link2 platform, Link2 being one of my sponsors. The link's in the top of the description. Just watch this first little video I'm going to show you, and it'll get you excited about Ripple private equity. No sweat. Watch this.
Crypto is here. It's no longer an idea or on the horizon. It's already the reality of how businesses and people trade, move, and manage value. But despite a growing desire by businesses to engage in crypto, integrating digital asset solutions is complex. It often requires cumbersome integrations, has high costs, and involves engaging with fragmented, slow, and costly fiat payout landscape. At Ripple, we built Liquidity Hub to seamlessly bridge the new world of digital assets with the traditional world of fiat. The experience is plug and play, encompassing a single API connection into a breadth of liquidity pools. It offers optimized pricing via smart order routing, and through Ripple's suite of products, best-in-class last-mile fiat payouts into global jurisdictions will be available. Liquidity Hub powers interoperability between crypto and fiat systems, bridging digital assets seamlessly. Partner with Ripple for your crypto liquidity needs today.
Everything I've ever seen Ripple do, just like Brad Garlinghouse, a class act. The whole thing is a class act, including Stuart El Dorado. He put this tweet out today. 1946, it's Supreme Court Howey brief. SEC unsuccessfully argued that the investment in a common enterprise was unnecessary provided there was a community of interest. The SEC was wrong then, and it's still wrong now. Common interest does not equal common enterprise, and he's got the section circled there. Then we've got this. Digital Pound Foundation had tweeted this out. According to a new report from Juniper Research, global value of central bank digital currencies will grow dramatically from 100 million today to 213 billion by 2030. And then they hashtag Ripple. That's the Digital Pound Foundation. Then Anthony Welfare of Ripple says, definitely the future of central bank digital currencies involves CBDC, a team at Ripple. Thanks, Digital Pound Foundation. And then Linda Jones pointed this out. I don't know if it's from the same thing, but she says Ripple is ranked number 1 for CBDCs among 15 vendors, including, according to Ripple's Anthony Welfare, other fintech leaders are Stellar, MasterCard, R3, etc. And then how about this? This is a great clip right here from, where are they? I guess this is MSF Africa, but listen to this.
Was North America coming in, and then close third is actually Africa. So we've got 54 countries sitting in Africa, right? Whilst MiCA may be awesome in the EU and regulations coming up in North America, we actually need something fit for purpose in Africa. And that's what we at Yellow Card are actually trying to build, that rails a network within Africa, because it's a very different use case. The utility of cryptocurrency, virtual assets is very, very different in Africa. How do you see that playing out day to day, Andrew, in your world?
Yeah, and I think that's a very important point. You know, this is a very global industry. It's not just the US, even if it maybe started there 10 years ago or so. And I would echo a lot of what Cedric just said, particularly around the problems of regulation by enforcement compared to what I was talking about earlier, a comprehensive, clear regime that you can build on. And I, again, would echo a lot of Angela's points around that. I mean, to your point specifically on Africa and its adoption of crypto, I mean, I think it's fairly obvious, and it goes to what Aina was saying earlier. The important thing is to reach government or authority to decide what objectives, what policy objectives it has for the crypto sector in its own country. You know, it could be, for example, improving remittance flows, which is something, you know, as I said, that Ripple helps with. or it could be to drive financial inclusion or to enhance and grow the domestic financial sector, ultimately leading to economic growth. I mean, of course, you can have multiple objectives too. Once that's decided, then you decide how to regulate it and what the robust or comprehensive regulatory regime should look like to allow this to happen. So, I mean, for us in Ripple, given the nature of our business, cross-border payments, of course, the interesting aspect of crypto usage in Africa is the payments use case. We have a product called on-demand liquidity, ODL. I don't know if any of the audience saw my colleague Brooks speaking yesterday. We're excited about the opportunities this presents for the continent. We've got a partnership with MFS Africa, which we're using to expand our presence in the region, to scale our business alongside local partners as digital payments and crypto adoption grows. And I mean, as you all know better than I do, digital payments innovation in Africa has been evolving like at a really rapid rate, which is why obviously we're interested in doing more business in the region. But this is for a number of reasons, right? This is fast population growth. This is digital payments usage already. This is mobile payments. And actually in crypto adoption by consumers, Africa's world leading. Instead of using crypto for speculation purposes, as is often used elsewhere, many people in Africa are turning to crypto to make peer-to-peer payments and as a way to preserve wealth. So this is quite an interesting set of use cases, all of which is doing what, as I said in my introduction, Ripple wants to do, which is helping to move value cross borders and cross currencies where necessary. So Africa's a great opportunity, and it has an opportunity to be a great trailblazer and to leapfrog the West as it did earlier with mobile payments.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. I think the recent stats show, I think it's about 400 million adults in Africa. And I think 45% of them are actually unbanked, which means that opportunity just to bring products of that was not.
So what's crazy is for really, I guess, over 7 or 8 years now, I've watched this whole industry grow up. And what I have watched is the Bitcoin Ethereum thing, and everything around it is like mostly use cases around things that have to do with investing, while XRP and XLM and a few others seem to be the only ones that are actually being used in real business. And this whole video so far is about that. But it's like one flew over the cuckoo's nest. It's like everybody's acting like it's the exact opposite. And I've never been able to get my mind around it. It's been like you're intentionally being led down a false path. And maybe we have. Then you got this from CoinDesk, which I've been saying this for years now. CoinDesk, this guy asks a challenging question. Can Bitcoin's scalability keep pace with its surging popularity? With transaction fees peaking and the BRC20 debate intensifying, it's a moment of reckoning for Bitcoin's future and opinion. And it says, if Bitcoin can't handle a few JPEGs, how can it handle the world? Well, there's a better question, and it was said by Gary Cohen, and that is, it's not only the technological problems, the idea that you got to sit there and wait for all these, it's been so long since I've sent a Bitcoin, now I'm forgetting what they're even called. You sit there and you have to wait for several confirmations is what they're called. And I've seen it take as long as 3 hours. I mean, it's crazy. And ever since I found XRP, it's like that. No, nothing. And here it says, if Bitcoin can't handle a few JPEGs, how can it handle the world? Well, Gary Cohen said, why would anybody trust the governments of the world are not going to trust Bitcoin for a financial system when they don't know who created it? That's what I've been saying for like the last year. And then finally, listen to what Elon Musk says, the guy that's changing Twitter, about to prepare everybody for a new internet with Starlink and a new Twitter, x.com.
Think of money as a database for resource allocation across time and space, and then what system in what form should that database or data system, what would be most effective. Now, there is a fundamental issue with, say, Bitcoin in its current form, in that the transaction volume is very limited, and the latency, the latency for a properly confirmed transaction is too long, much longer than you'd like. So it's actually not great from a transaction volume standpoint or a latency standpoint. So it is perhaps useful as to solve an aspect of the money database problem, which is this sort of store of wealth or an accounting of relative obligations, I suppose. But it is not useful as a currency, as a day-to-day currency.
He's trying to be nice because he knows it's BS. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Elon Musk is trying to be nice because he knows that Bitcoin's a big hunk of junk. Period. Thanks for